Welcome back, Troglodytes, to another episode of Trogly's Guitars. Today we have a modified 78 SG Standard, refinished in a pearl white color. Now this is a very interesting SG Standard, and I really love 70s and 80s SGs, so I thought I would take a chance on this one. Unfortunately, even though I bought this from a fairly reputable dealer, too many issues on this guitar, it's gonna have to go back to them because they weren't disclosed. This guitar plays okay as is. Here's what's wrong with this guitar. The action is okay as of right now, but the bridge posts are pretty well maxed down, and they've been routed larger than stock to accompany these metric looking parts. You have the adjuster there for your screwdriver, and you can see that the bridge is slightly different than a regular one as well. So since this can't be restored back to original, this was not disclosed to me, and I thought they were original when purchasing it. But no, everything on this guitar has been replaced. But once again, the bridge is decked down, so you don't have any more downward motion. And I mean, as you can see here, I mean, it's not crazy high or anything. It's still playable. But within, a couple of years, you might have to reset the neck of this guitar. And what really worries me is the body was refinished and the neck, but the original finish on the neck is still underneath. So I'm wondering if there's been a heel repair. I really can't see anything, but the contours of the body have been sanded a little bit more. So I'm not sure, maybe this was reset during a break and it was reset improperly, and that's why you might have some issues. But unfortunately, this one won't be for sale by me, but that other dealer might be listing it for sale again, so hopefully they list these issues. Once again, it plays okay, but there's just too many mysteries on this one for me to have paid what I paid. The face of the headstock is in good shape. In my opinion, it looks like it's the original finish, except for it's been like oversprayed a little bit to like seal it in or something. You can see you've got some nicks and dings overall and some dust, but everything looks pretty good on here. Truss Rod cover has obviously been replaced. It kind of has a weird matte finish to it. The nut has been replaced to looks like either a vintage bone or a nylon type substance. The original frets, they show very minor wear. Very dark rosewood on this one. You got your small block inlays. I mean, it is a good playing guitar. It's just, you gotta know that you're gonna have issues eventually with this guitar. I believe they said they put Seymour Duncans in here. I forget which kind right now. But you have the original pick guard yet, but everything else has pretty well been replaced. Once again, bridge and tailpiece not only replaced, but the original studs routed larger for these. Replacement knobs, plastics. I'm guessing the pickup rings have also been replaced. Basically, the only thing original to this guitar is the body and the tuners. It was a pretty good refinish process. It's no cheap rattle can. This is kind of reminiscent of a pearl white, but without the sparkles that Gibson would use in the late 80s. So overall, I would say a good refinish job, but it does kind of have that I was just refinished smell. Back of the headstock, I'm thinking there might have been some light sanding to the back of the headstock. There is a Made in USA stamp vertically here, so it is a Kalamazoo made one, but it's really hard to see. I thought it wasn't even there until I looked under black light, and then you can see it a little better. But serial number 71048080. And it looks like the original Gibson tuners, but with new gold screws, so they might not be original to the guitar, but they are era correct. Now this appears to be the original finish underneath an overspray, so the guitar feels even despite the uneven finish look. Overall, it's a very glossy feel to it. I'm not a huge fan of the feel of this finish, but I'm guessing they didn't refinish the whole neck because they wanted to not raise any questions as to a headstock repair. But if they're smart enough to not do that, you would have thought they would have left this open or blank too to prove no heel repair. So I cannot say for sure one way or the other. I've looked at it, I don't see anything. You can see where the neck joined the body. I don't see any cracks, but I cannot say for 100% sure. This was probably a fairly recent refin job. You only have very minor wear and tear on this guitar, mainly some scratches on there, but everything has been replaced on this guitar. Modern electronics, once again, Seymour Duncan's, and I mean, it's a good player, but you're gonna have some issues down the road. It might need a neck reset, but as of right now, it does play okay. Alright, so the headstock glows, but you can see there's kind of some wear areas. What I believe this is the original finish underneath an overspray of some sort. So once you get to the body, it does not glow. So that original finish was definitely stripped off of this and refinished. Back of the headstock has a similar story. It doesn't have quite as much of a glow to it, but there you can see that very faint Made in USA vertically stamped and the serial number. Doesn't look like a break, crack, or repair to the neck, but once you hit that white, it's too hard to say anything for sure. That little speck right there is like a little green speck that's underneath the finish. You also have another one right there. Overall, the body does not glow at all, so it was a fairly recent project. But I can't see a heel repair, but because I can't fully see, original finish and whatnot, I can't say for sure if there's been a heel repair or not. This example weighs 7 pounds, 2.1 ounces. This one does have its original case. It's fairly beat up, but it's really not too bad in shape. You can see the Gibson logo is kind of worn away. You have 1, 2, 3, and a fourth, and a functioning handle. And the interior is red. These aren't the best cases in the world, but they do their job. There's some newspaper in here from the previous shipment. For the cleans, we'll be running through a Gibson Super Gold Tone GA30RV, and for the distorted, we'll be running through a Gibson Classic Gold. this guitar won't be for sale by me, but I'm sure I'll have another SG standard for you, or I can help you find one similar to this. Alright, feel free to contact me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Troglys. Check out all these videos that I do, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, Troglodytes, we'll catch you next time. Take care.